Hello everyone, welcome back to the XSP Green Monster channel. My name is Riley, and today I'm going to be doing a review, while I have it out of the car, of the CT Sounds Team 7K amplifier. Before I get into that video though, I want to take care of a couple little just a couple other things I want to talk about with you guys. The first is, here is that other pulley that arrived that I was telling you guys about in the last video. So there's the other pulley that arrived. See, it's about 3.5 inch OD pulley. So I just want to say that. The other thing I want to say is I meant to get an install video today for you guys of the Pack 80 for any of those that don't know how you install battery isolators. I know mine's a little bit different application, but I want to get that video out to you soon. So it should be the next video. So I just kind of ran out of time today. I had some other stuff I had to take care of, lost the light, have to do it in the car obviously, so I just ran out of time with it, sadly. The next one is, if everyone who watched this video, I know I have a couple really loyal subscribers on here who have been subscribed to, followed my Instagram for a while, leave a comment down below of a video that you guys would like to see. I would really appreciate it. I want to make content that you guys want to see and content I want to make. So anything you guys want to see, please let me know. I'd really appreciate it. I also appreciate all of your guys' support, especially those that have followed me for a long time on Instagram and moved over to YouTube and started following me now. I do really appreciate all of you guys watching. There's definitely a couple of you that watch all of my videos, and I really appreciate it. Really, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you guys watching videos. It can be tough starting up these new YouTube channels, and I appreciate you guys that did start following me. So, I'm going to get into this, the CT Sounds Team 7K amplifier. And I'll also show you guys the specs online, but first I'll just kind of show you the amplifier itself. So, it's heavy, so I'll see how long I can actually do this. Here it is, the CT Sounds Team 7K amplifier. Dual 1-aught inputs there with 8-gauge connectors. And then there's the other side of this beast. All very nicely done. And obviously the big, huge plus of this thing is the plexiglass back. And it is just beautiful to look at. I love just looking at this amplifier. It's an absolute beast. So, next I'm just going to go over on my computer. I don't know how to record my screen, so I'm just going to go over it with you guys on this camera. I hope it turns out alright. I'll go over the specs of the amplifier based on CT Sounds, and I'll talk with you guys sitting there, and I will give the specs on how I'm running it and what I have gotten out of this amplifier and what I think of it. Now let's go over to the computer. Alright, so here we are in the Team CT, or just on the CT Sounds thing. So I've already got opened on the Team 7K, as you can see, Class D 7000 watts RMS competition amplifier. Right now it says there's 22 items left in stock. I think that they've stopped producing these, so I'm not sure how many are out there. And right now they're on sale for $1,000 compared to $2,500 in normal, although I'm not sure if I've ever seen it at $2,500 really. But yeah, if you want one, now's the time to get one. I believe they stopped producing these big team amplifiers, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. So it says it's top-rated competition amplifier, Class D, 7 kilowatts at 1 ohm stable. Soft turn-on circuitry, 1 ohm stable mono operation. It's got the variable gain control, subsonic filter, low pass as you saw. It's got a phase shift and a bass boost. Never use bass boost. I'll say that every time I've talked about bass boost. Never use the bass boost on your amplifier, period. Never. You can use gain boosters. Okay, you cannot use gain boosters. You can use line inverters which affect the gain, but do not use bass boost on your amplifiers. It destroys the speakers. It's got thermal DC offset overload, short circuit protection, nickel plate RCAs, very low resistance into the amps. LED power and protection indicators, obviously. It comes with a remote bass knob. I think all the team ones do, but it is a bass boost bass knob, not a gain knob. So, it's Yeah, you don't really want to use that bass. It does have a nice on or off subwoofer bass level easily. It can turn the amplifier on and off, which is nice actually. I might install it just for that. Is a purely Class D amplifier, which is nice. As you can see right here, is rated at 1 ohm at 14.4 volts, 7300 and 75 watts RMS. This max, again, like I told you in the other one, doesn't matter. Rated at 2 ohms at 4032 and 4 ohms at 2028 watts. Frequency response 10 hertz to 250 hertz. It's got signal noise ratio of 100 dB. Minimum impedance is 1 ohm. It has external fuse rating of 700 amps. And obviously dual aught gauge. And so that's about it for it that I want to show you guys on here. This has a couple other pictures of it I can show you guys. It is a very well built amplifier, and I especially like, it's hard to see, but these, you can see here how the fins are cut. I believe it's an all aluminum housing. It seems all aluminum. I don't believe it's magnetic, which is nice. It helps with the weight a little bit. It does weigh a lot. Not sure if it says on here how much it weighs, but it weighs a ton. But yeah, I really like the design of this amplifier. I think it's really clean, looks really nice. So yeah, I'll put you guys back up on the stand and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about this. Alright, got you guys back up on the stand, and I'm going to go over how I'm running mine. So first of all, this one is wired at 0.35 ohms daily, which I know is well under the rated impedance, but I have no problem with it over the last 6 months. It's ran perfectly fine every single day, every single time I turn it on. It does cut out at low voltage, which I've had a problem with, but that's just an electrical problem. That has nothing to do with the amplifier. It has low voltage circuitry built in, which is nice. Let's see, I have it at 0.35 ohms. I have it on the Ford D3400 bank in the back with dual 1-aught inputs into each 1-aught input on the amp. So I have 4 runs of power and 4 runs of ground going to this amplifier on about 1.5 foot runs. It is mounted on bushings to protect from any vibration, although my amp rack doesn't see much vibration from the subwoofers. And yeah, I've got it on a 5-volt pre-out from my Pioneer with a PAC line level controller. Yeah, that's about it for how I'm running it. I will put in a short video right after I finish saying this of me actually clamping the amplifier. I want to first state that the amplifier, I did clamp it on 1 subwoofer coil. Keep in mind I have two dual coil DC level 518, so it's 4 coils. I clamped 1 coil and I got the number that you are about to see, which means when you multiply that by 4, it equates to around 8,500 watts clamped out of this thing, which as you just saw is well over the rated power. So I'll put that video in right now. So, you just saw that video. That was me clamping it at 40 hertz, revving the engine to 2,000 RPM. So it's 40 hertz sine wave, revving the engine to 2,000 RPM. If you pause the video at the right time, you can see that it actually clamped that wattage at 13.35 volts, not at the 12.4, 12.7 that it finished at. So keep that in mind. That did clamp at 13.35 watts. It was rising to around 1.4 ohms, I believe, was my rise on that run. Yeah, so that's about where that was. So I clamped around 8,500 watts out of this amplifier at 1.4 ohms at 13.35 volts. So these amplifiers are a beast, and that gets into what I finally want to say is that I absolutely love the CT Sounds Team 7K. I think it is a phenomenal large amplifier for a really good price for the power it puts out. I have had 0 problems with mine. And I mean like 0. Like, it has run perfectly since I got it. It has handled being in the car perfectly fine. I've had it for 6 months and it runs phenomenally. It's just, it is an amazing amplifier. CT Sounds did a good job with the Team 7K, I have to say. These new Team 7Ks are beasts of amplifiers. It runs perfectly. It draws a whole lot of power, which means I know it's making power. I have noticed that versus the M5, which I have over here, DD Audio M5, which is rated around the same at 7,000 watts at 14.4 volts. it draws significantly more than the DDM5. I can definitely tell on my electrical. DDM5, I could have almost no voltage drop even when the car is just idling. This, however, really draws on the electrical system. So I'd say if you're looking to get one of these tame amplifiers, definitely go for maybe 2,000 watts more. Like if you're looking at this amplifier, like plan for a 10K system when you're building your electrical, because they pull a ton of power. They are power hungry amplifiers. I would highly recommend the CT Sounds Team Series amplifiers. They are amazing amplifiers. I really don't know if CT Sounds is going to continue producing them. I've heard rumors that CT Sounds is going to drop down to just mids and highs amplifiers and mids and highs and kind of scale back a little bit. So I believe the Team Series amplifiers will no longer be being produced. So if you have the money for one, this is the chance to buy one of these amplifiers. They are really good amplifiers and I've had zero problems with them. Obviously, some other people, you might get one with defect. I'm not saying every amplifier you're going to get is great. I'm not saying you're going to love the look of this one, but for me, this amplifier has worked phenomenally, and I highly, highly recommend the Team Series. Like I said, though, I'm no longer sponsored by CT Sounds, so this is not out of a sponsorship. Like, this is after some stuff went down with the company that I am not necessarily happy about, but this is a good amplifier. Like, regardless of anything that happened, it's a good amplifier. And yeah, I want to make just a nice quick short video for you guys. That is my thoughts on the CT Sounds Team 7K amplifier. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video.